Good afternoon. Does anybody besides me hate daylight savings time? Let me tell you what I did. You know, we're supposed to spring forward. Well, Jane didn't do that. Jane went backwards. And about 4 a.m., I woke up about 3 a.m. Couldn't get back to sleep. So I started sewing. And then I realized, okay, well, I'm tired. So I go back into the bedroom and I realize, oops, I didn't set those clocks right. So I changed the clocks. I detest daylight savings time. I really do. Thought I would show you my Knitcrate. With everything that was going on with Thomas, I just totally forgot to cancel it. Double check that it was canceled. That's okay. You need a little extra yarn in your life, right? This month's was Metropolis. And basically, a city rises between the desert and turquoise seas. The faded chalk colors of stucco create channels for a busy passerby. But there are the patterns right there. And yeah, there's the double down code. I covered up the code. And I don't know why I covered up the code, because honestly, you have to sign in anyway to get to download, but, you know, whatever. Today's extra was a tape measure. I have a couple of those. And the one that I chose was the... What did I choose? What they call this one? Can't remember what they called it. But this is the Knitology. And this is their, it's a worsted weight. And this was a gradient that came. You got 4 skeins, 4 small skeins. So, let's pull that out to look at it. And that is the colorway that I chose. It's nice. It's not overly soft. Surprisingly, I thought it would be. Because it is 100% superwash merino. There are 448 yards total for 200 grams. But it's not terrifically soft. I was a little surprised at that. But it's okay. It can be used. But, yeah, I forgot to cancel. I went and saw this month's review for next month, and I was like, oh, I want that yarn. So, I'm not going to cancel yet. Although it's frustrating so many times to get that alpaca. Hopefully they'll have less alpaca. They said they were going to, so let's hope that they do. I got my scentbird in, and for this month I had chose Burberry, which is Brit sheer. And let's read about it. It says it has tropical yuzu fruit, I think that's how you pronounce it, mandarin, pineapple, citrus, introduce a soft floral heart of rich peach blossom and bright peonies. White musk and amorous wood add creamy, tangy accents to the delicate florals. And of course it always comes in the white paper, cardboard paper. And it is a very pleasant scent. I don't know that I would wear this perfume all the time, but it was a nice change. That is basically why I was using Scentbird, to find a different scent. My signature scent is White Shoulders. It smells good on me. It's one that I enjoy and I love. It was one that my grandmother, my Nana, wore, and I've just always loved the scent. But it's getting harder and harder to find it. I used to be able to get it at Walmart, but lately haven't been getting it there, so it's kind of interesting not being able to find it. Now, when Thomas passed, I was given a gift, and I hadn't shown you this gift. And you can see I'm starting to get emotional. But it came from Sweet Tea. It says, "A gift for you. Enjoy your gift. I'm getting you and me a copy. I hope it helps some. I love you. I am praying for you and your family. Love, Sweet Tea." And I've read a couple of stories in this book. It does help. And this is it. And it's helped quite a bit. I keep it at bedside so that I can read it each night. But I also want to thank all of you for all the cards, letters, notes, emails, expressing your condolences. I really do appreciate them. I know I haven't answered a lot. It's just between everything that has to be done, you know, it's amazing that there's that much work that has to be done. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Now, I will tell you a little bit of update on passwords, which I found rather funny. I did get into the main computer. Basically, I went looking for taxes because he said he had already gotten them already. He just hadn't sent them in. No, he just had the information in a folder. So I had to do the taxes and get those sent in, and that's a rather odd experience when your loved one has passed on, because you have to put deceased where their name is, you know, and he was the lead person income-wise. I have always had all of my retirement and everything put into mutual funds, and it just rolls over into a savings account that I just can't touch. I set it up that way on purpose, which now I wish I hadn't have. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, but you have to do all that and everything, and you know, when I went to the lawyer, I was asking him, so how do I do the taxes next year? And he said, well, I'm going to give you the name of an accountant. You know, they pat each other's back, which is fine. So I will be talking with that person because next year's taxes will be a little different. Unfortunately, with the university, I received his insurance for an additional 2 weeks after his death, but after that it ended, and then you have to go for COBRA or go find health insurance on your own. I did find health insurance, but it doesn't start until April the 1st. But, you know, what are you going to do? There isn't a whole lot you can do. Just pray and hope you don't get sick or something in between. But on the computer, I found that he had an app on there called Bitwarden, which stores all your passwords to everything. And it's password protected. Which I haven't cracked that code yet. We haven't cracked it yet to figure out what it is, because there are some other things I need to get into. You know, I need to get the information from his credit cards, you know, balances, those kind of things, so I can start planning on when the money starts coming in from his retirement and everything, to be able to pay those things. And one of the things, I'd found the balance on my sewing machine, the Bernina, which always teases my other car. And but when I was trying to set up a way to pay them, for me to take over the payments, the woman kept telling me, "You have no personal liability for this." I'm like, that's not what I'm asking. I want to set up payments because I'm not opening that door when you come looking for the machine. Partly because this is a machine that I will be using to supplement my income. Before, most everything went into prayer shawl, but now it will have to go towards bills. And I did something that I was planning on doing last year, but I just hadn't done it yet because there wasn't enough income. It was considered more of a hobby, but now it's going to be turning more into a business for me, and that is the making of the handbags and whatnot, because I'll have more time to do that now that we're not running back and forth to the cancer center for treatments and those kind of things, doctor's visits. And of course, I go online, I fill out all the information to get the permit, the license in Pennsylvania. And apparently I did something wrong because I'm listed as a wholesaler, and I'm not a wholesaler. So, duh. So that's been rather interesting, and trying to get that corrected. The woman that was in the PA department was very helpful with me and helped me get that situated and turned around. But I kind of laughed because the guy that I bought the insurance from, and when we were talking about potential investments later on, when Thomas's retirement money starts coming, I had said to him, now, for me to get this insurance, I have to have a certain income qualification. I have no income. And according to Experian, I don't exist. So apparently I'm a figment of everybody's imagination. And he laughed. He goes, "Yeah, don't worry about it." Because I'd always paid off all my credit beforehand, and then was just, paid cash or used my debit card to pay for everything else. Didn't put anything on credit. So now I have to start over with that. That's a rather interesting prospect as well. So, along the way, I also found a new scam. And it was a letter that I received. Didn't have any name on it, just had the address. And then you open it up and it looks like it's from a credit collection company, talking about there's a way to, pay off your loan, and it gives this large amount of money, and this is the total payoff, or you can set up payments to call this 1-800 number. So, and I'm always ambivalent about those kind of things, so I went in to look at the telephone number, and it is a scam. So if you ever get one of these letters, double check those telephone numbers. You can do a reverse lookup on Google, and generally it will tell you if it's a scam or not. So I sent that off to be recycled. But it's been rather interesting, some of the things that have come this way. I was teasing my girlfriend that since, Experian told me that I didn't really exist and that I was a figment of her imagination, I might have to go work for Trucklight, which is a company in a town nearby me. And she started laughing. She goes, "No, you don't need to do that. You're a figment of everybody's imagination." And I said, "Oh, so I guess that means I won't have any bills either." So we had a giggle about that on the phone. So, yeah, it's been rather interesting. But I just thought I would update you a little bit and tell you, I'm really grateful for all the condolence emails, letters, cards. It is difficult when I open those up. And you guys keep telling me I'm strong, and I don't feel strong. I feel very weak and vulnerable. And that's hard to deal with because I've been a very, pretty much independent woman, even with my husband. So, I find it rather strange that I'm on this emotional roller coaster. But I am getting back in the groove of crocheting and doing some things in between cleaning out things. That's, again, has been another fun issue. Thomas kept a VCR. And the funny thing is, I don't know why he kept the VCR. We got rid of all of our VCR tapes. So, I find that rather funny. So that I've asked someone if they would like it. I know this person goes and buys a lot of VCR tapes from Goodwill, Salvation Army when they can find it, movies, those kind of things. And yes, that person is more than willing to take it off my hands with the remote and everything. So they'll be enjoying that. And yeah. That's kind of where we're at right now as far as going through things. I try to set an amount of time during the day to get through those things because I know that I'm going to have an emotional breakdown. Sorry, guys. But at the same time, I'm also culling a lot of stuff that I've collected over the years. I have a lot of sewing books that I don't really use and are of no use to me. So, those are things I'm looking at where to send those to. Most likely they'll probably go to Scraps and Skeins, the reuse store, just because it's a great donation for them and somebody else may benefit from it. And, you know, a new beginner sewer, those kind of things can use that. So, yeah. It's a lot of work, guys. A lot of work. Alright, that is it. I'll stop crying on your shoulder. And I'll see you again soon. And hopefully I'll see you Tuesday for a regular podcast. At least that's what I'm shooting for. So everybody, remember, enjoy the beauty and splendor of the world around you. And know that there was a creator that made it. And as always, be kind to one another. Bye.